What is up, everyone? This is Mute Aura, and welcome back to Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. We are going to be continuing with the first game, just like we started. And yeah, let's just get right back into it. Turnabout Trump, Olga's big reveal. Let's continue on right here. I'm gonna be real honest, I don't actually remember where we are. I just vaguely remember it. April 20th, 12:14 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 2.
Will now reconvene. Has our witness, Miss Olga Orley, recovered?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, she's regained consciousness.
Perhaps we can hear her version of the events again.
Oh, but that's the thing, you see. She's quite fatigued.
You're looking a bit fatigued yourself, Mr. Payne. Sadly, fatigue is insufficient grounds for refusing to testify or prosecute. The defense would like to request that Ms. Orley take the stand. Very well. The witness will take the stand.
Oh yeah, right.
Perhaps you could repeat your name and profession. Or perhaps you'd rather admit that you're a poor liar and a poor loser.
Not. Name's Olga Orley. That's the truth. I'm a pro dealer. People call me Olga Quick Fingers Orley.
Oh, really?
Want to know something else? I'm not really Russian, and my last name sounds like "oh really." Therefore, that's the truth. I hope you're satisfied. Aw, no more Russian accents. I was kind of having fun with that. Witness, you will tell the court what you were really up to that night. Fine, I'll talk. We had a plan, see?
Let me remind you that you are currently under oath.
Yeah, she just lied a bunch under oath. What's not good? Why is she not being, like, severely reprimanded for this?
Any further fabrications will have serious consequences.
Oh, now they're gonna have serious consequences. Okay. Fine. Like I said, I'm a pro. That guy Smith hired me to do what I do best. I was planted at the Borscht Bowl Club several days prior to the night of the game as a waitress. So you were in cahoots with the victim. I love that sprite. It's so goofy. He points at his giant forehead. Not that he needed my help. Smith is a well-known poker player in some circles. But winning wasn't the main purpose of this game. It was about destroying a legend, the unbeatable Phoenix Wright. The plan was simple, elegant really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces starting one of their games. When their hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card and the trap would snap shut.
You swapped the cards.
Exposed as a cheater and losing on top of it. It would really have made a great double play. Just like that, the legend would be bashed to pieces.
Indeed. Getting caught red-handed at cheating would cast doubt on all his prior wins.
A 7-year legend destroyed by one little card. That was the plan.
Oh, really, Orley? How droll. But it appears you made quite the mistake. A mistake?
I agree, the trap was elegant. Yet, what happened to that planted card? Hey, that's right. He's lucky. I'll give him that. You'd have to be to slip. I can't talk today. You'd have to be to slip free from a trap laid by Olga Quick Fingers Orley.
Oh, really? The witness would be much cuter if she dispensed with the evil mastermind shtick.
Why is the judge hitting on her? Cute? Who wants to be cute? I'm not cute. I'm bad. You hear me? Bad. She sounds a lot less bad when she's referring to herself as being bad.
When you're through being bad, perhaps you could testify to the court. Tell us about this trap and how it was sprung.
Okay. The police laid traps. Alright. Let's hear it, girl. That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to. And Wright lost the last hand, just like he was supposed to. And Smith searched him. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed. The next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it. And it wasn't me who hit Smith. It was that no-good cheating defendant. She just admitted that she was the one who cheated, though.
Surprisingly frank testimony that still leaves us mostly in the dark.
Trap was perfect, I tell you. Perfect. If that rotten cheater hadn't messed it up. Look who's talking! That's what I'm saying. It's literally what I was saying. She's literally the one who was cheating with Shady Smith. And she's calling him a cheater.
Well, the testimony, for what it's worth, is all yours, Mr. Justice.
With witnesses like her, who needs criminals?
Yeah. Defendants like Mr. Wright, who needs prosecutors?
He's right, yeah, he does look suspicious. Right. Best laid traps. I had planted the card like I was supposed to. Okay. Wright lost the hand, just like he was supposed to. And Mr. Smith searched him. The card was gone, the trap failed. I'm gonna press her on this. It scared me. The card disappeared? Yeah, my trump card, the 5 of hearts. Gone, without a trace. Poof, Zippo. We searched every nook and cranny, even inside his cute little hat. The card was nowhere to be found, is that correct? Never in my long, storied career have I was quick fingers Orly been so readily duped.
Oh, really? So what did happen to that 5 of hearts?
Don't look at me. Don't you ask the cheating, lying, two-faced defendant? The 5 of hearts is still missing in action. The next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it. I don't think so. Wait, is that a little odd? Well, what's odd? You searched Mr. Wright thoroughly and found nothing, which means he didn't cheat. Which means he had no reason to strike the victim. Well... What was that just now? I said something.
Something wrong, Mr. Justice?
No, nothing, Your Honor. Let's do it. Should I press a little harder? Yeah, absolutely. Miss Worley, you're hiding something. Oh, what are you talking about? You? Me? Quick Fingers Orly? Hide something? The defense will refrain from baseless accusations. I have one question for the witness, then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true? Of course it's true. I did see it, honest. I saw when Mr. Wright hit him. With my own eyes, I saw it. What's this weird vibe I'm getting? That witness, for instance, Miss Orly, she would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Didn't realize this was Phoenix for a second. Did you notice? Yeah, she is. She's doing it right now. Touching her neck, was it? I do that when I'm nervous, too. Oh, what's going on? This sensation. It's coming into focus. There, that twitch. It's so clear. It's like I could perceive her habit. I couldn't before. Oh, it wants me to do that.
Gotcha!
He's so loud in my ears, it scares me every time. But that's good. It's his cords of steel. Miss Orley, so you're unaware of this yourself. Unaware of what? Whenever you get to a certain part of your testimony, you touch the back of your neck with your left hand. My neck? So what?
What indeed, Justice? I hadn't noticed anything of the sort.
Yeah, because you're not perceptive. You need better glasses, Kristoff. When she says that part of her testimony, she's subconsciously recalling something. Body reacts to that memory, and she touches the back of her neck. I'm sure of it. A memory? Someone care to explain what he's babbling about?
This is highly unusual, but let's ask the defense. You claim the witness is remembering something. Do you have evidence of this memory to show us?
Her habit is scratching her neck whenever she talks about the moment of the crime. So what would remind her the most the moment of the crime? Miss Orley, whenever you recall the crime of that night, you scratch your neck. You notice it happens when you think about the moment of the crime. There must be some reason behind this habit of yours. I believe the weapon that left an inerasable impression on your neck is this. Huh? What? Oh, she got hit? Did she get hit with the bottle instead? I don't really have any evidence. So what do we have? I didn't mean to click the cards. Something in victim's chips. Well, that doesn't make sense. It would have to be the bottle. It's the only thing, so... Whenever she talks about the moment of the crime, she touches her neck. It reminds us more of the moment than this bottle, the murder weapon. But something doesn't fit. If you were only the witness of the crime, why would that make you touch your neck like you're in pain? What's he talking about now? It was Mr. Smith, the victim who was hit, not you. This is a cross-examination, not a cross-wild conjecture. The witness's habits are completely irrelevant.
Justice, I'll admit I'm a bit confused myself. This is certainly, a unique cross-examination.
I'll explain later. Just trust me. Now's our only chance to break her. Miss Orley, please testify in detail about the moment of the crime. The very moment. Uh-oh. Tea. It's hot.
Yet, I am knowing nothing.
I don't know why she's going back to the Russian persona. What's that gonna do? Yeah. We know you're not Russian. The witness will testify. Please, now. Oh, fine.
I don't know why she went back to the Russian act.
He's the one who did it. I didn't let him out of my sight until the cops got here. Personality, same testimony.
I believe you have her where you want her, Justice. Circumstances have changed, yet her testimony has not.
That means there's gotta be a contradiction in it. Wait. So I do know the details of this case, but it's been a long time since I've played this. Well, I never actually played it myself. I've only seen it played. So I know what happens, but I do not remember like the specifics of a lot of things. So like I genuinely didn't remember what the evidence was and stuff. That's the more complicated part here for me. That night I planted the card like it was supposed to, and right lost the last hand. Yes. Oh, right, picked up a bottle and swung it. He's the one who did it. I didn't let him out of my sights until the cops got him. You seem uneasy. You try standing up here. Eyes are darting all over the place. It's getting warm. So, after the crime, what was the defendant like? Well, this man's stunned by the weight of his crime. He sat in a daze at the table. And until the cops came. Intriguing.
Now you've gotten all the testimony you're going to get out of this witness. What do you think about her testimony?
I'll tell you what I think. Her testimony is flawed. basically bogus. It contradicts the evidence. Yeah, because we saw at the beginning, when Phoenix was on the phone, when he had called Kristoff because he needed him to defend him and everything. He called Kristoff before he called the police. So, Olga could not have been there the whole time.
What's that?
Well, show us this evidence, Mr. Justice. Evidence that you claim contradicts the testimony.
It went him out of his sights till the cops got there. You know, there's some evidence that contradicts that. It's probably the phone, right? Yes. Ms. Orley, we have a record here that clearly contradicts what you said. It states that the police were alerted by a report from the defendant. Right? And we know that the defendant left the room, climbed the stairs, and made that phone call from the first floor of the Borscht Bowl Club. So, explain how you kept your eyes on the defendant when he left the room entirely.
She took like 3 photos of herself.
Good job, Olga. The man who picked up a bottle and swung it that night was the defendant. Yeah. No shit. Whoa. At least she's being honest now. Showdown time. Gertie, cheat. Check his pockets. Now. It's gone. The card's gone. You lose. Ah! Just then, Smith grabbed the bottle from next to right and hit me. You, some master of cheating you turn out to be. Oh yeah, so he hit Olga because she failed. When I came to, the victim was already dead.
Oh, the victim was already dead. Is that it?
My bad. That's why I couldn't reveal who I really was. If it came out that I was in league with Smith, I'd be a suspect for sure. I guess that makes sense, but at the same time, it's like we already knew she was a cheater at this point, so then she could have just been like, alright, he hit me. Made it easier on us, you know? Yeah. Oh, pain. You always get screwed over.
Well, where does this leave us?
Madness! This is madness! I'm dreaming!
Must have been me who was hit with the bottle, and I'm imagining all of this. It appears our prosecution is at his wit's end, and frankly, I can't blame him. I love the judge. He's so funny. Mr. Gavin, what do you think about this turn of events?
Mr. Gavin? Sir? I believe that, as the defense in this case, we're compelled to call Miss Orley a big fat liar. Oh, what? We were in that room the night of the murder. The defendant, victim, and her. She has a motive. Motive? The Black Foil has gotten into an argument with her client, Mr. Smith. And an element of that argument was murder. What? They didn't... I'm a killer. It's a trap. Someone's trying to frame me. What tangled webs we weave when we practice to deceive. So tangled we catch ourselves in the process.
Mr. Wright?
Such a hasty conclusion. It's not like you, Kristoff Gavin. What are you saying? Why not consider the other possibility? There was another person in the room at the time of the murder. Mr. Wright was saying before recess. A single card was swapped into the victim's hand after the murder. The one who swapped the card didn't know 2 colors of cards were being used. Fourth person. Ah, this theory again.
The fourth person doesn't exist.
Indeed. That's why I decided to bring this case to court. Here, where there's no escape and no chance. Perfect place to catch the real
criminal? Bro, I love how in the first trilogy, Phoenix is this, like, loser who only is able to, like, hone in on his stuff, like, kind of on a whim and through bluffing and stuff. And right off the bat here, after that 7-year time skip to this game, Phoenix is playing 4D chess. Like, how did we get here? Like, boy fail, loser, Phoenix Wright, somehow in 7 years becomes a master of 4D chess, and it's the funniest thing ever. Like, I think it's awesome. Like, he sounds so epic, but it's also really weird because, like, how did he become this, like, mastermind attorney? Like, I mean, good for him. He's definitely seen some shit at this point. The real criminal? And for unlucky, clue to the real criminal's identity was kindly provided for us. And right at the beginning of the trial, no less. What? Perhaps you know what I'm talking about. Sorry. No, I don't actually even remember what he's talking about. Remember what I said. Fourth person who swapped the cards made one critical error. Or she was considering the color on the backs of the cards. Right. How could such an obvious mistake occur? Cards used for the last game. Red. Yes, there's one person here, in our court, who thought those cards were blue. Oh, right. I forgot about that. Yeah, I had that impression too, but why? Well, Paul, think you can figure out who it is?
It's not me, I swear.
No one thought it was you, Payne. But him saying it's not me, I swear, is a little bit suspicious on his point, but I don't think anyone thought it was him. Who is this fourth person?
Why do lawyers get put on the spot like this?
It's your job. You're the defense attorney. See what the defense has to say. Who was it? Who thought the cards used in the final game were blue?
But I don't have access to my other evidence, do I?
Yeah, it's good stuff.
As I expected. Your eyes and ears are as sharp as your hair.
I was right?
Christoph Gavin, you were the fourth person that night.
But of course Mr. Gavin knows the color of the cards. How would he?
As you can see, the photo of the crime scene is black and white. You can't tell which of the cards are blue. One's on the floor or the table.
But look,
you can see the color in this photo. Yes, when he said the cards were blue, it was well before this evidence came to light.
Well, true, the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim.
That was only that, in the purest sense.
Competition, Your Honor.
A competition? Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions. When the cards, the decks wreathed in blue flame, and that was final outcome.
Right, he literally sealed his fate so early on, and he is so stupid for that.
Well, Christoph? Mr. Gavin?
Mr. Gavin, is something the matter? Apollo does not want this to be true. That's literally his mentor.
Nothing. Excuse me. It was just so sudden.
Right. You aren't seriously accusing me, are you? It means I don't get to do any more Christoph voice. But, that's okay.
Oh, Christoph? You know, even I'd never take a joke this far.
Bro, look like he's standing. Phoenix honestly looking like a Chad, even though he's in his hobo clothes. Good for him.
This has gone beyond ridiculous, beyond dumb. This is insanity. The defendant accusing his own defense attorney of murder?
Yeah, I assure you, I'm quite sane.
What possible connection did Mr. Gavin have to the victim?
I was unaware that I had a connection to Mr. Smith either.
Yes, but Mr. Gavin and the victim have never even met.
Well, what if they have?
Huh?
There is a possibility, after all. They may have met that night before the game started.
What are you suggesting?
Is this the truth Mr. Wright was staying silent about? Well, only one thing to do. Mr. Wright, the defense would like to request you.
The defense would like to request no such thing.
Mr. Gavin?
Testimonies must relate to the case. Not that anything happening before that game of poker be related.
You're a defense attorney. You should know that it could be.
Sure, I follow, Mr. Gavin. As I explained before, the defense believes that Ms. Orley.
No.
I too soon speak for Mr. Justice in this. Is the defense, not you. Mr. Justice, the matter of Mr. Wright's testimony is up to you.
Yeah. Christoph, you literally gave him this case.
You gave your ability to testify and to work as a defense attorney up. You have no say anymore, bitch.
Oh, okay. Go.
Does the court, in your opinion, need to hear Mr. Wright's testimony?
Yes, absolutely. So Mr. Wright's strategy.
He was planning this all along.
Why is he playing 4D chess? Why is he so smart? And I intend to see it through.
The defense would like to request that Mr. Wright testify to the court. They too, Mr. Justice. Would you betray me, your teacher?
I'm sorry, Mr. Gavin. This isn't about loyalty. This is about the truth. No, for real.
Assuming he isn't gonna betray him or whatever because he's his teacher, that's not how this works. He's a defense attorney. But not like one of the corrupt ones. Like the prosecutors a lot of the time in like the original trilogy and everything, who are like, we don't care about the truth, we just care about getting like people sentenced forever or whatever. Like Edgeworth and Von Karma. Very well. The defendant, Mr. Wright, will take the stand, please. See, Phoenix testifying is something else. Now, it's been even longer since I've played the original trilogy than since I played this one. So, I do want to play that on here in the future as well. But for now, I'm going to play this game at least first, then I might go back and play the first trilogy before I continue on in the Apollo Justice trilogy, because it might be just better to go through the first ones, because I really, really like the first trilogy. It's really, really good. All three games are so fun, and there's just some really memorable cases and defendants and ridiculous things to happen, especially in like the second game, I think, is the one that has one of the most ridiculous and crazy cases known to man. But yeah, I'll figure that out at a later date. Obviously, I'm doing this one first just because I want to. Here's his testimony.
That evening, Christoph and I had dinner. We sat at the table in this photograph. Katie Smith walked in 5 minutes after Christoph left. When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. The girl was knocked out cold, and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. When I returned, he was dead, blood strewn from a cut on his forehead. That's when I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin.
Mr. Gavin, you were at the Borscht Bowl Club the night of the murder?
I dine with him rather frequently.
Or any talk to the defendant on the phone directly after the murder?
Quite against my will, I'd become involved in a murder. I thought I might be in need of a lawyer, so I called him. Usually, oh wait, I forgot that he wasn't an attorney anymore. I was gonna say, usually when he's in a situation like that, he's like, I'm gonna defend myself. Oh, I forgot he's just his badge. He's not an attorney anymore.
You were planning this all along, weren't you, Wright? Just because you wanted to drag me into your little murder trial.
The only thing I want is the truth. As I did back then, and
But my office was doing you a favor when we took on your defense. Appears that I was wrong. Womp womp. Very well. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Justice. This is sir. He's lying, and you're going to expose him. Understood, sir. Mr. Gavin versus Mr. Wright. This can't end well. Why can't I have a normal trial?
If this is his first trial, I feel so bad for him. Just like with Phoenix. Like, his first trial was certainly interesting. I feel like a lot of first trials, per se, for the attorneys and prosecutors alike are always interesting. They always have some crazy stuff going on, so I always feel bad for these poor attorneys. But this is definitely a crazy one for him. Poor Apollo. Oh, appetite for one murder. Kristoff and I have dinner. We saw the people in his photograph. Smith walked in 5 minutes after Kristoff left.
Hold it!
5 minutes? So the two of them could have passed in the restaurant during that time. That would have been a fateful encounter. Oh, Mr. Wright. What was it you said? Kristoff, Gavin, and Shady Smith may have met.
I believe I did say that.
I was all nervous about this. Now when you hear that they just passed in the hall,
Does seem a little weak as a pretense for murder.
it would be. They were all that really happened. I appreciate his confidence. Come on, Mr. Wright. What are you hiding this time? The trap failed. Smith hit the waitress. He skipped all the way to this, though. What does this have to do with it? The girl was knocked out cold, Smith was uncontrollable. He turned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead.
Hold it!
Can you explain why you called Mr. Gavin? And obviously not. Sticky there. I figured Kristoff's lost, given front rate for defense fees.
Glad to hear you intend to pay.
Oh, I'll pay in full, Kristoff. It was I who got you involved, after all.
You might find the price of your defense quite high, my good friend.
Quite high. Is the truth as to what I was talking about? Let's just, you know what to do. He's lying. Exposed. Now. Yes, sir. Is this right trying to tell me his testimony? It would be in there somewhere. I actually don't know. Hang on. Let me look at my evidence. Sub-basement. Fishbowl club. 2 a.m. It goes 17. Civil blow to the forehead. Prints are on it. I already looked at this. I don't think there's anything. I wish I could see, like, the call history or whatever. Mr. Smith. This doesn't show me anything about Kristoff, though. There's all the grape juice bottles that are next to Phoenix. But once again, this shows me nothing. I'm so confused. His hand. Here. One of the cards is a blue red guy myself. Blue is so not red, you know? Red is usually the prosecutor color, which is funny. Well, I guess that's not true. Never mind. That's not true. Because I feel like both of the Karmas were more blue people themselves, too. And Phoenix, obviously. Or how is it? He's a red color. Like, obviously Edward was. Okay, this is how, okay, I guess I'm just gonna have to press him because I really don't know what. Oh, right, Q is pressed. No, hang on. You and Crystal and I had dinner. Start at the table in this photograph. Hold it! I'm trying to lock in right now. Good dinner with Mr. Gaffney. Yes, you dance with me at the Force Book Club quite briefly. Now to our usual dinner at our usual spot. The usual. Sure. I was at the table closest to the piano. I see. Where Mr. Smith was sitting. He was playing since I've on the table from your dinner. Indeed. Turned into my meal with Kristoff. Dined for 2 hours. Kristoff left. After that... Okay, that doesn't help me. It just shows that they were sitting at that table. Jamie Smith walked in 5 minutes after Kristoff left. I pressed B for pressing instead of Q. 5 minutes? So if the two of them could have passed in the restaurant during that time. Oh wait, I already pressed on this one. Fateful encounter thing. He almost survived. Said, yeah. Saying more than anything. Come on, sit right behind the sun. Trap failed. Not this failed trap. This is the same trap that Miss Vogel-Worley mentioned. The plan was simple, elegant, really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When the hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card, and the trap would snap shut. You swap the cards. Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces. Yes, a harmless prank in essence. It was by a quirk of fate that I happened to discover it. A quirk? I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card. A card she planted. Yes, I snuck a peek at it and found out it was 5 cards. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card. Or the game. Dispose? Yes. It was an empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. Threw the card inside the bottle. Empty bottle of grape juice. The murder weapon? Oh. Yes, I rolled it up and shoved it in. The colored glass makes it hard to see. Battle of wits between the deceiver and the would-be deceived. Sounds like terrific drama. Card inside the murder weapon? That's strange. The police missed it in their investigation. Let me take a look. There we go. I was like, I had to be missing something. So right. The poker head of courtroom number 3 approves of this battle of wits. I think he called himself that. Please revise your testimony with this new information. So they trapped it. This was the card in the bottle. Okay, hang on. Alright. I don't see shit. But I'm assuming it wants me to open the bottle. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I do not see a bottle. Who's here? I don't know. That doesn't seem like I don't see anything in here. And it also doesn't seem like I can open it, so. There's nothing that's like indicating I'm so confused. Like, clearly it's supposed to be that, but there's no card in the bottle. I don't see it. I examine inside of the bottle. I don't see it. Oh. What do you mean? Okay, hang on. Try this one bottle. Okay, well, I'm gonna press on this one.
Hold it!
Where's the bottle? I see my opponent's intent immediately. He's been trapping, you see? I knew it was coming. That's crazy. Oh, so you struck first. I like it. Now every trick in the book. They don't work on me. At least when you get lucky and stick your hand in your pocket, they don't. Okay, well, that didn't help. It didn't help, though. But why can't I look in the bottle? Zoom in. What if I zoom in? There's no difference. I still can't see anything in the bottle. Come on, man. There's a way for me to open. No, on that option, it's not gonna help me here. Okay, I'm confused. Present. Okay. Does it want me to present the bottle then?
Objection!
I guess that was the right answer because the music stopped. Mr. Wright, if I may. Yes. I've examined the bottle and I don't see any card in here. No. What, Mr. Wright? Surely isn't all you have to say for yourself. Can't say that I know what happened to the card. I did put it in that bottle, however. Oh. Person came and took it. Oh, when a sixth person could have helped. Mr. Gavin, Mr. Wright is your client. My apologies, Your Honor.
I won't have you discarding our investigation either. We looked inside that bottle. There was nothing.
So what's going on? Is Mr. Wright hoodwinking us again? Is he hoodwinking us? Which card just disappeared. Because Mr. Wright hoodwinking us again is a really funny line for some reason. In any case, please continue the cross-examination. I'm afraid decisive contradictions call for decisive evidence. Oh. For some harder justice. Great, Cam. That's not something you say about your own clients. It's just you and the witness in the ring. Go for the KO. Why do I get the feeling we're not on our client's side anymore? First off, isn't. Okay. Okay, well, can I maybe look at the bottle now? Or maybe the bottle's this swap? Or something? I don't know. Like looking for more evidence on this bottle. But there's not any. Well, I don't have anything yet. After the game, I suppose it's a card bottle. Okay, well, there's no card bottle. Not got full, so it's uncontrollable.
Hold it!
You called the police from the first floor of the restaurant, correct? Exactly. Cell phones don't give a signal down in the hideout. Was anyone else on the first floor at that time? Not a soul. It was the middle of the night after all. So there, in the darkened restaurant, I called the cops. After making the call, I returned to the hideout. It seemed right to leave the injured waitress alone. Oh, that's good. I turned he was dead, was drained by the cops.
Hold it!
When you returned, the victim was already dead. Yes. Oh, okay. I was a little startled when I walked in. Little? He was bleeding from his forehead, after all. I said he startled too if I walked in. Wait. Hang on. Back it up. Started bloodstain and cut his forehead. Because a hat removed during investigation. So, theoretically, the hat should have still been on his head at the time, so how did he see it?
Objection!
Taking a stab in the dark. Oh, no, that's what they say when you're wrong. So I didn't see anything contradictory. But he said the car was streaming. Veteran overruled. Okay, that was wrong. But Dad was streaming the cut on his forehead. Photo forehead. Hat removed during investigation. Oh, is it this one?
Objection!
I was on the right track. Mr. Wright, if I may. Yes. Take a look at this photograph of the crime scene. See the victim here? He's wearing a hat. I would think you could see blood on his forehead. Good point. Is he wearing flip-flops? Phoenix is wearing flip-flops in the courtroom. He's got a sweater, a beanie, sweatpants, and flip-flops.
This man really is dressed like a hobo right now. In the courtroom, it is incredibly funny.
Justice.
This time point out inconsistency, put a little more oomph into it. Mr. White, can you explain this to the court?
Forgot to mention something. I was the one who put the hat on his head.
Eh? You? You put the hat on the dick man's head?
The word to the entirety of the poker game. Declaring the police when I returned to the scene. His head was in full view, shining bright, just like in this photograph. Phoenix? And I picked his head up off the floor and put it on his head.
Oh, why'd you do a thing like that?
All I can say is, I'm sorry. That's the only thing I touched at the crime scene. So, Miss Borley didn't see it being the victim's his head? I think not. She was out cold. I was the only one who witnessed his head.
Oh, here we go again. Mr. Gavin? Pardon. It seems that our client is determined to lie his way through this case.
Hey, he's still our client, isn't he?
I believe that's enough of that.
Mr. Gavin?
This witness's testimony is more like a travesty. It's riddled with lies. I'm beginning to see how you came to lose your attorney's badge 7 years ago. That's so... Kristoff is such a shady bitch. Like, that was so unnecessary and rude.
Well, certainly have a unique way of treating your clients, Kristoff. I never knew.
See, that's when you leave a bad review on Yelp. I believe it was you who threw the first stone.
Mr. Wright, if you intend to ever tell the truth about this case, it's now or never. Don't be misled. I haven't told a single lie here. Eh? I noticed the trap. I put the card in the bottom to dispose of it. And when I put the hat on the victim's head, let's just say I had a reason for doing that as well.
Oh, reason?
That reason is right here.
Huh?
Or cell phone?
That night, call that I spoke to defense attorney Gavin
Or the police. Just in case I recorded our conversation.
What's this? Ooh, Kristoff doesn't like that.
Now that we're all here, I see no reason why I shouldn't play it back for the court.
Absolutely, I would love to hear this.
The whole thing. Kristoff, I seem to be in a bit of trouble.
What's this? Game not going well?
Something like that. That gentleman who challenged you
Turned out to be no good?
turned out to be dead. Someone hit him. Hard.
Means someone cracked the flawless bone china plate?
It wasn't you, was it? Me? Please. Cop should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Check onto that. Bone china plate? Kind of porcelain, very smooth and shiny. Not a plate, but pate.
Maybe he was referring to a certain gentleman's balding forehead. This is another Kristoff slip-up. Kristoff slipped up again, and this time he's referring to his bald head. Bro, Kristoff is terrible at this. You'd think that being a defense attorney, he wouldn't be this stupid. But how is he making this many...
So he put the hat back on his head because he was like, oh, no one who came to the scene afterward would know about the bald head because of the hat, unless they either were Phoenix, who was the one who put the hat back on his head, or the murderer.
The court appreciates defendant's discretion in not indicating my forehead. Why would anyone say anything about the judge's forehead?
Just a second. It's not right about that phone call. So after Mr. Gavin ate dinner with you, he left the Borscht Bowl Club?
Certainly.
Then how did he know? When did he see this bone china plate?
Oh, that's right.
Yes. It was when I began to see my good friend in a different light.
Bro, Kristoff, you suck at this.
Troubled, I returned to the crime scene. When I spotted Mr. Smith's head again, I realized exactly what was wrong. Oh, Mr. Gavin, the stage has been set. Perhaps you would like to explain this in court. Exactly how did you come by your privileged knowledge of the victim's head?
So, this is your reason. The reason why you put the victim's hat back on.
Your point, Mr. Gavin?
It's come down to this, hasn't it?
Phoenix Wright.
Calling him by his full name like Francisco von Karma. Order, I will have order. Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor.
I believe this court has been left with no other choice. Are you prepared to hear defense attorney Gavin's testimony?
Him. Well, as a prosecutor, I.
Then he gets no say. Very well, we'll break for 10 minutes. After which Mr. Gavin will take the stand for a cross-examination. Are we all clear on that?
Crystal clear, Your Honor.
Very well, this will be a final recess for the day.
I'm pretty sure I said this in the first video too, but I love that painting of the judge on the wall. It's so good. Alright, so we're in the lobby. Mr. Gavin and Mr. Wright are both in the judge's chamber. Who'd have thought today it would turn out like this? May I? Oh, it's Trucy! Huh? What? Hello, sir. Please pick a card. Oh, what's all this about? Is this one okay? Excellent. I have a message for you. The last hand is about to be played. You'll need a trump card to make it. A trump card? The card you have chosen is magical. Use it wisely, and the game is yours. That's all. Ace. Where do I remember that card? Smith's hand. 3 aces, and Mr. Wright's 2. 5 aces in all. It is true, I have seen it. The 5th ace. There was cheating, I swear to you. Missing 5th ace. Wait, this blotch of red. Is this blood? You have your trump card. Now it's up to you to cut the deck and draw. My father's fate is in your hands. I know you can do it. And then she just dips. This blood-stained card is my trump card for finding the truth.
Yes, it is, baby!
I fell deep into thought as my mind raced to understand what all this meant. Girl, I'd seen her recently, but where? That's when I made the connection. She's so cute. Look at her. She was like really little in that picture. Witty ace. Okay. Alright, we back. Kristoff is gone now. God, Winston Payne. He looks rough. He looked rough in the first trilogy because we already knew that it was a freaking toupee all along, but jeez.
We're now reconvening. Defense attorney Kristoff Gavin, will you please take the stand?
He's really tall. He looks like a giant.
Now then, if you would, Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Witness, state his name and occupation. This is far as necessary, Your Honor. Yes, everyone has to do it.
Believe me, far stranger things have gone on in this court.
I'll play along.
First, there's one thing we need to have made clear. How did you know about the secret beneath the victim's hat?
My secret isn't right. Mr. Smith was bald. The fact that this is a part of, like, the deciding factor that Kristoff was involved is so funny to me. Like, only an ace attorney would part of a testimony
or a contradiction or something would be about someone secretly being involved. Like, this is such an Ace Attorney thing to do, and it's amazing. I love it. Forgive my curiosity. What is it about this fellow's head? Honor seems to have an inordinate interest in it.
Objection!
Phoenix! I wouldn't call it inordinate, Sir Gavin.
He's on the defense stand! Return of the... What is the state? There's like a saying that people say about certain things. Like the return of the comeback kid or something. Phoenix is back on the defense stand. Fuck yeah.
Mr. Wright!
What do you think you're doing, right?
Wow, things sure look different from the other side. You know what I mean, Apollo?
You know, looking from the other side.
Let's consider something for a second. Victim wore that hat all night. Never once took it off, except for that one time. One time. In his head. Oh. When Mr. Wright returned from reporting the incident, the hat was lying on the floor. Mr. Wright picked it up and placed it on the victim's head. In other words, in order to have seen Mr. Smith's bald head, he would have had to have been there in the hideout at the time of the crime.
In other words, I must be the real killer. Is that what you're trying to say? The shit-eating grin on his face.
Not bad, Apollo.
Bro, he's so proud of himself. It's so weird seeing him in the second spot, though. Because obviously, usually he's in the first one.
Oh,
Mr. Gavin? I'm afraid that I haven't been entirely honest with the court.
what?
Oh, I assure you, I have the noblest of intentions. No, way too many people get away with perjury in the Ace Attorney series. Like, oh, I lied, my bad, and no one gets punished for it. I did it all to protect my client, Mr. Wright.
Huh?
Yet I'm afraid in the current situation, I see a little reason to hide anything. Very well, allow me to tell you the truth of what happened that night. It's about to commit more perjury. Finally, you may begin with your testimony. Tell us how you were involved in the events of that fateful night. Ooh. Kristoff's gonna lie to us. That fateful night. The rage I sensed in that man that night troubled me, so I returned to the club. Okay, so now he's admitted to coming back to the crime scene. I went down to the basement and peeked in through the little window to the hideout. It must have been right after the murder took place. Victim was dead, as he appears in that photo. Bald head, unconscious girl, and Wright holding a body in his hand. Since that was not the best place for me to be at the time, and so I left. That's when the call came from Wright.
What? Oh, you witnessed a murder?
Better for worse, I missed the actual moment of the deed. Mr. Gavin, may I remind you that you are Mr. Wright's defense team. Your testimony is clearly disadvantageous to your client. Kristoff looks crazy from the back. What else can I say? I'm standing on the witness stand after all.
So you are, Mr. Gavin.
And you had to testify as you just did. You had to tell them you saw the scene of the crime through this little window.
Oh, Mr. Wright? You had to say that.
Because that was the only probable window of opportunity. Right, Apollo? Oh. Apollo has no idea what's going on. I feel so bad for him. This is his first case, and he gets to see so much craziness. Mr. Wright, the defense should do the cross-examination, not the defendant. Mr. Justice, are you prepared? Phoenix wasn't gonna do the cross-examination. He's just helping Apollo, just like the assistants do. You know, all the defense assistants that were there along, I guess, Maya and Pearl, like, once, but mostly Maya. Yes, Your Honor. Can't believe I'm going up against Mr. Gavin. This trial is getting weirder and weirder. Yeah, and he's got the Phoenix Wright on his side. What a trial. Cross-examination. Wahoo! Alright, so I'm very business about man that might trouble me, so return to the club. I kind of want to press him
Hold it!
because he lied. That man.
You mean Mr. Smith?
He was different from the other customers. His aura, shall we say. He was a serious poker player, but it was more than that.
So then you knew the true nature of your client's job.
Of course. I also knew that he was engaged in gambling, which would be illegal.
Since no, they were friends after all.
Heard from my friend, I returned to the phone. You see, I feared this Mr. Smith might be someone's coming to settle about the score. I see. What happened then? Yeah, you help me?
Hold it!
The little window. You mean the one you used to keep watching up the stairs?
Yes, a relic of the ancient past. Black market he refused that I don't.
Just to go through the trouble of peeking in through the window. Wouldn't it have been easier to just open the door, go into the room?
Oh, no, set right, you see.
Mr. Right?
Yes, but my fears have been unfounded. I'll be walking another match, that form, to say the least.
So far, everything he's saying makes sense.
I don't think that really made sense, but sure. It's been right after the murder took place.
Hold it!
How do you know it was right after the murder?
No need to shout, mistress.
That's all he does. It's his cords of steel.
I was just getting to that part of my testimony.
Ah, there he is. The coolest fence in the West we know and love. When you're standing up there on the witness stand, some things never change.
I was afraid you'd change too, right? But you haven't. You're that overbearing personality.
Forbearing? With friends like these, who needs enemies? Overbearing? I don't think Phoenix has an overbearing personality.
I don't know where he's getting that from. I think Kristoff's got a pretty overbearing personality. He's like snobby and bitchy, and flamboyant. The victim was dead, as he appears in that photo.
Hold it!
Which one?
By photo, you mean the second photograph of the crime scene.
Precisely. You see, he wasn't wearing his hat then. Yeah, okay, I was gonna say he better be referring to the second one, because as we know, he's bald and his hat was not on. It's on his forehead. I saw his head when he was dead.
And then Mr. Wright came along and replaced his hat. He described the scene of crime for us.
A bald head, an unconscious goat, and Wright holding a bottle on his head.
Hold it!
The only three at the scene of the crime.
Yes, as far as I saw things.
And we're back where we started. The killer was the defendant, Phoenix Wright. Who else could it have been? Well, Kristoff is he's literally here. But why didn't you talk to the police?
Two reasons. First, I didn't actually witness the very moment of the crime. Second, my office was asked to defend Wright. Even after seeing what I had seen, I couldn't abandon my friend.
Well, see then, in that sense, if that were the case, he'd be just another one of those corrupt attorneys who only cares about getting an acquittal or whatever and doesn't actually care about justice.
And I just can't see Phoenix being friends with someone like that. Goes against his morals, his code.
Objection!
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Thought. There must have been someone else there at the moment of the crime. Justice. I just said I saw no one, not a soul.
But that goes against what Mr. Wright said.
Ah, yes. This mysterious fourth person. Well, that mysterious fourth person is you. Who would conveniently be the real killer, I suppose.
Glad to see we agree, Mr. Gavin.
Let me pose a question then. Tell me, possible reason did the real killer have to swap the cards with the victim's hand? Something to show us a reason why such a thing would be necessary. Oh. I know. I recall the card that was swapped out. It was the fifth ace. Fifth ace.
Right, I love it. I have that.
Well, Mr. Justice, the question why the killer would swap out the card has been raised. Can you point to a reason? Yes?
It's now or never. The defense would like to present evidence to the court. Evidence showing the reason why a card was swapped out.
Then go ahead and point out your reason, Mr. Justice. Why did the killer take the fifth ace?
Bloody ace.
Oh, wait.
Take that!
Oh, baby, I pressed the wrong button.
My reason is, this. This is an ace.
Why's it got blood on it? Right next to the spade. What?
This is insane. Why wasn't I told about this? Why?
Could this be the missing fifth ace? Inconceivable. How could you? What are you doing with that card?
Well, that's the thing. Why is Mr. Gavin so upset? It's just a fishy card from some fishy girl. Oh, that card? It's mine. I mean, I picked it up at the Borscht Bowl Club that night after the murder occurred. Gave it to my daughter. Cards are her stock and trade, after all.
Objection!
This objection. No, impossible, unacceptable. The court can't accept this evidence. It's a fraud.
A fraud? Why are you so sure? What? I would think the only person who could claim it was a fraud. Would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer. Allow me to elaborate. What if this trace of blood was the reason for the killer to take the card from the scene of the crime?
Where are you going with this?
Take another look at the photo. And of the victim's head. The moment of the crime, his hat fell on the floor. And a trickle of blood ran from his forehead down the victim's head. If a drop of that blood had fallen on one of those cards, I suppose. Killer then took the card's blood.
I guess that evidence is non-permissible.
Oh?
Right, regardless of how you wasted the last 7 years, you used to be a lawyer. You know what a serious crime it is to conceal evidence.
Well, we can discuss the finer parts of our legal system later. What's important now is that I answer the question.
What are you talking about?
You wanted to know where the killer would have taken a card from the crime scene. And now, I've told you. The one drop of blood would have been decisive evidence.
Objection!
This is baseless conjecture. Baseless.
Objection!
A good Phoenix objection. Oh, I assure you, it's quite based.
Said it was no, I'm so immature. I'm just not gonna elaborate and I'm gonna move on.
What? I don't like that his face is twitching. It's creepy. It's amazing, really. A single drop of blood on a single card can lead us to the truth. It's quite simple. Oh, Apollo?
Yes? Bro, he does this rambling and then he just goes, well, Apollo? Like, Apollo is trying to take all this in himself.
He doesn't know what's going on. Try picturing the scene of the crime. Ooh, a map. Okay. Whoa. It's 3D now. The murder took place in the hideout. The body of the luckless victim was found at the poker table. Not before the killer swapped the card out. And a single card with a drop of blood on it in the victim's hand. Given this, there is one decisive problem with this scene, and I know exactly what it is. Based on what he just said, the way that he described the victim's head. That means that that they changed the way that the victim was positioned. Because if they said that, well, Phoenix directly says that the blood trickled down the back of his bald head onto the card. Therefore, that would mean he couldn't have been sitting forward. He would have had to be sitting backward for the blood to get onto the card, into his hand.
Well, what is it?
It's simple, shall we? Given that there was a drop of blood on the card, whose position in this diagram does it fit? Victims, the killers, the witnesses, the second witnesses, is the victim. The victim.
Take that!
The victim. Isn't it the victim's position that's the problem?
I don't follow your logic here, Mr. Justice.
Oh, look. The victim was struck on the head, sending him back in his chair. I think any blood would fall behind the body, not on the front of the table behind him, not to the table in front of him. Ah, look at this photo again. If he bled in this position, the blood would fall on the floor, not on the cards.
Why, that's right. But what does this mean?
Incidentally, we were sitting on swivel chairs. Swivel chairs? Oh man. Apollo, try turning the chair around. recreate the crime scene. Can I spin it around? I don't recreate. Went out. Aha!
Chair was facing the other way.
It would have to be. Yeah, it would. Or to assume that at the time of the murder, the victim's chair was facing away from the table.
When Mr. Wright returned when Mr. Wright returned from informing the police, which way was the chair facing?
When I came back to the room, the body was facing the scene in this photo. That would mean the killer turned the chair back around. But it's a swivel chair, so it's not hard to do. Let's take the next step. Look at this diagram once more. I know the victim was facing away from the table at the time of the murder, but this creates another significant contradiction. Again? Let's test the reading skills again, shall we? Follow. Whose location on this diagram contradicts our new understanding of the crime? Well, the crime. The victims, the killers, the witnesses, the second witnesses, whose location creates contradiction of the victims facing away. I mean, the killer, clearly, because he struck him on the front of the head and not the back of the head. Either way, even if he was facing forward or backward, the killer couldn't have just been sitting down, considering the situation. He would have had to stand up to hit him.
Take that!
It's not the killer, right? The victim was struck from the front, correct? Yeah. Indeed. Oh, wouldn't it be hard for the killer to hit him from the front? Considering where his indicator currently is? I would think it'd be quite hard.
Yes, but what you're saying makes no sense. Why would the victim suddenly turn to face the wall in the middle of a game?
Clear sufficient reason will soon come to light. Oh, what? There's something in this diagram that makes far less sense, actually. Look again at the diagram. I hate that he's just making us figure it out. He clearly knows what's going on. He's like, I know what's going on. Listen. But he's like, no, Apollo has to figure this out. Apollo, the victim was struck while he was sitting, shown here, or his assailant be standing. Try marking out on the diagram. What? But there's no way to put a mark where the killer should be. Don't worry. Let's think it through and see what we find. I know the victim was facing toward the wall at the time of the crime. It's the only thing we know for sure. Don't forget about everything else. Where would the victim have to be standing to strike? Or where the killer have to be standing? Well, I mean, right here, where this thing is.
Take that!
The killer have to be standing. Here. You have points for flair, but that's about all you get. I thought I was onto something there too. I hardly need to point out that standing there would be impossible. The victim is facing a solid cover. Or are you claiming the killer climbed the cover and hit him from above? I would love that. It's simple logic, really. If this was the only place the killer could have been standing, then that means that at the very moment of the crime... Wait, I know! The moment of the crime, the cupboard wasn't there. What's this now? And that's the only explanation. Mr. Gavel? Your Honor, I have a suggestion. You should arrange to examine the cupboard and hideout immediately.
Send a team to the crime scene immediately. Have them try to move the cupboard.
Your Honor? What? There's one more thing the men should look for. Please give this to the baker.
Yes, I see. You do belong in the courtroom after all, Mr. Wright.
I do my best. Yeah, he's really good at his job. Let's forge ahead here while we wait. Look at this diagram once again. It's been changed. The killer was standing here at the time of the crime. This cupboard was in here. Which means, try moving the cupboard. Stop playing games. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so now he's got a space stand. We'll see the cupboard was the problem. Yes, obviously. The time of the murder has to have been as shown here. Okay. Now everything is in place to reconstruct the moment of the crime. Oh my. What's this? What is it now? Look at the diagram of the crime scene once more. It appears we found yet another contradiction. But I think final contradiction. Huh? Oh dang. Notice something, Apollo? Line of deduction is rapidly approaching its logical conclusion. Oh, Mr. Justice, we move to a new contradicting indicator. The theoretical is the second witness. Oh. At first I was so confused. I was like, I don't actually see anything wrong with this now, technically. I know what it is. Kristoff, you dumb fuck. Oh my god, it's coming. He's so stupid. Oh, this man is so dumb. I know it's the first case in the game, so it has to be like on the little bit easier side. Because it's supposed to be your introduction into the court system again and everything. But god, Kristoff, all the mistakes that he makes are so stupid. The wall that thing, the back of the cards. And now this? Like, oh, this man is so dumb.
Take that!
Kristoff, really? What is this cupboard? All okay with assuming it was moved? Sure, why not? Well, if it was, something really doesn't fit. The cupboard would completely cover up the window to the stairs. Oh, that's right. Someone standing outside wouldn't be able to see it. Someone, like Mr. Gavin. Oh, what did you say? It's the coolest defense in the West, losing his cool. Who called him that? I don't think he's cool at all. I think he's super lame. In my opinion, there's nothing cool. There's nothing cool about Christopher Gavin. His blue suit looks too big for him. He looks like kind of like a librarian or secretary with the glasses. His like drill-shaped swirly hair is not cool looking. And he's like overly flamboyant in like an obnoxious way. There's nothing cool about this man. Don't expect me to play along with your little game, right? It's only a game until someone gets killed, Mr. Gavin. But someone was. Well, the window to that room was blocked by a cupboard. Now, Mr. Gavin, perhaps you'd like to explain to the court. Exactly. Where did you witness the crime scene from?
Excuse me, Your Honor. Order. This is the court of law, and I will have order.
We just now received word from the investigative team of Force Bowl Club to examine the cupboard in the hideout, Your Honor.
Oh? And what did they find?
Well, Your Honor, turns out there's a secret passage behind it.
What?
Kristoff, you sneaky little bastard. Ah, yes. I believe I mentioned something of the sort before. This is one of the tricks to the room many of our regulars know about. I do remember him saying something about that now that you mentioned it. Secret passage is a handy thing to have when you're engaged in illegal goings-on. You never know when you might need to duck away from the eyes of the law. The room has a secret passage. Where does it go? To the site next to the restaurant above. Yeah, you'd figure as much. Where else would it go? Underworld bosses could get away from the cops. And enjoy a cold bowl of borscht, no doubt. Just like our killer. So he could come in and out from that exact entrance, and no one would see him. Oh, Kristoff, you're so stupid. See where our line of simple deductive reasoning has led us, Apollo? I see it. I don't believe it. The girl wasn't kidding when she said I needed this trump card. The last hand. Yeah, no shit. At the time of the murder, the window was blocked and the victim's hat was only off his head for the few minutes between Mr. Smith's murder. When Mr. Wright's returned from calling the cops. In other words, the only place anyone would have seen the victim's bald head was from inside the hideout. Well, Mr. Gavin, come on, say something.
before I ask what really happened that night,
Actually, I think we could probably figure out ourselves at this point. That night, for whatever reason, our killer had a date with Mr. Smith. Date with Destiny. There he crouched, hidden in the secret passageway behind the cupboard, holding his breath, waiting for just the right moment. Then the chance came, and he took it. Why did you do that? Wait here, I'll get help. Orly was out cold, struck by Mr. Smith. His time was soon to come. Mr. Wright went upstairs to call the cops. Leaving Mr. Shady Smith alone in the hideout with the unconscious dealers. Then our killer stepped out from the secret passage into the hideout. The victim must have heard the cupboard slide inside. He wheeled the chair around to look, and oh god. Oh my god, imagine swiveling to your demise. He swiveled to it, and it was the last thing he did. After the deed was done, the criminal must have seen the load of card. And of course, realized the need to destroy the evidence. A single spot of blood, full story of the crime. Too bad for him he didn't linger any longer in the hideout that night. Yeah, you might have noticed the cards on the floor. And the fact that they were all red. God, but he's so fruity. He's a fruitcake. It's plain to see.
well, it seems this trial has taken yet another turn. I'm truly sorry I had to see this day come, Mr. Gavin.
Mr. Gavin?
Mr. Payne,
Yes, Your Honor.
the prosecution will continue its investigation. As for Mr. Phoenix Wright, the defendant, he is hereby cleared of all suspicion. Believe me when I say that I don't believe this happened, Mr. Gavin, but I'm afraid circumstances call for me to issue a warrant for your arrest immediately.
Objection!
Oh, you won't need to apologize. I rather enjoyed myself. It's not every day to witness some legendary attorney's dirty tactics firsthand.
Your point, Mr. Gavin? Frankly, Your Honor, I'm shocked. A person of your caliber would be taken in by such a low-grade heart. What?
Absolutely. And it is cleared of all suspicion. This is hardly the time to judge, Your Honor. Mr. Wright hasn't proven anyone's guilt or innocence here. He has done this illegal evidence to blame on someone else. Not just anyone else, but me, his own defense attorney. Illegal evidence.
Objection!
Let me ask you, Mr. Gavin, is there still any reason at present to suspect me of wrongdoing?
Of course. This bottle, for instance.
Bottle of grape juice Mr. Wright was drinking.
How do you intend to explain away the fingerprints on the murder weapon?
Not just any fingerprints. Am I right, Mr. Payne? Actually, yes. The fingerprints on the bottle were upside down. I seem to recall this being an issue earlier.
The court, in this case, demand an explanation. I can think of only one reason why one would hold a bottle upside down. That is, someone at the bottom of the bottle. Well, Your Honor?
See how the coffee squirms in the last flow, Apollo?
Yes?
Your boss seems awfully concerned about this bottle still. I'm sure you can come up with a suitable explanation. Just like that. Yeah. It's like, what? Why would anyone wrap a bottle upside down, other than to go? Let him trick you. That explanation is the only legitimate one? Oh, is there really another? You can have a look at the court record. I believe you can find a simple answer to that. In plain sight. How could you just say the answer in plain words? That's what I'm saying. He would do so much better if he pleaded his case instead of being like, "You've got this." Like, he really has faith in Apollo. He clearly is not afraid that he's actually going to go to jail, because if I thought that I was, like, going to go to jail, I would not be playing games like this.
I'd be like, no, I saw this, and this is what happened. Instead of like doing this crazy stuff, he has balls. I'll give him that. We hasty deliver a verdict with unanswered questions indeed. Well, Mr. Justice, Gavin's the court and this case needs explanation. Justice won't leave until justice is done. Perhaps the defense would care to enlighten the court. What evidence do you have to explain why the fingerprints on the bottle are upside down? Okay, so I think I know what it is. And I think it's this picture. I think it's because, so from where he's sitting and where all the bottles are below him. And if they're specifically, like, he wanted to go for one of the ones in this box, which are the closest to him, he would have to grab it upside down from the top of it, because he can't, like, reach all the way into the box. That's not going to be very effective. So, I think that's the only thing I have. So the bottle is here, but we don't have anything about. Also, the bottle's cap is off in this picture, but that doesn't have anything to do with this. But that is important because that must have been when the card was removed. It has to be this, right?
Take that!
It's actually easier to show you than to explain. Place the bottle on the floor next to your chair.
Excuse me? On the floor?
Yes, now reach down and pick it up without getting out of your chair. Ah. See, you naturally go to pick up this bottle by its neck. With your fingers upside down. Yeah. Look at this photograph taking it. Look at this photograph taken on the night of the murder. I feel like they say that a lot in Ace Attorney games. The defendant, Mr. Wright, sat here, playing piano, bottles of grape juice on the floor to the side of his piano bench. I know that in certain Ace Attorney games, they talk about alcohol and alcohol consumption. So why do they say the grape juice thing? I wonder if in the original ones, like the Japanese ones, if they genuinely talk about it being alcohol or not, or if this genuinely was like, oh, he just drinks a lot of grape juice. Because Phoenix being a drunk during his 7 years of not being a lawyer would be a very interesting plotline, but they don't pursue that, obviously. It could be for rating reasons and that they don't want to be like, this guy was addicted to alcohol for 7 years. But I'm not sure. But it feels like that's what the undertones are, that they're trying to say that he was an alcoholic and that's what the deal was, but it could just be that they wanted it to be funny that he was genuinely addicted to grape juice. I don't know. He actually picked his bottles upside down several times. Oh, I can't believe it was that simple. Call her dinner that evening, Kristoff. Yeah, they could probably then just test all the bottles. They'd be like, do any other bottles have his fingerprints upside down on them? Because if they do, then that's just because he was picking them up, obviously upside down to grab them. He's not doing great. I was drinking my usual juice then, too. Basically, you used the bottle on the table through the deed. Then you must have remembered. So you went and picked up one of the bottles from under the piano. And you switched the bottles. You took one of his spritz bottles and made it look like the murder weapon.
Order! What do you have to say to these charges, Mr. Gavin?
Shaking his head, of course. Fascinating.
So this is a legendary attorney's famed tactic of misdirection.
What? Hammond has misdirection. Bro, he's not giving up easy. I keep being like, oh, that's it, he's done, he's cornered, and then Kristoff is like, and he comes with some other way to stretch out this trial.
You claim that I switched the bottle. Where's your proof?
Of course.
No, the card! Proof? Well, that's, as I thought, more basic rejection. I'm afraid your bottle of proof is quite That's exactly what the problem is.
I won't be so sure about that.
Your Honor.
When you initiated the investigation of the hideout earlier, I requested an additional investigation.
Ah, yes. I have your memo about that here.
Oh, right, the thing you gave me him earlier.
Retrieve the bottles from under the piano at the Borscht Bowl Club. And here's one of the bottles in question. What are you going to dust that for fingerprints too?
I'd be surprised if any were on but his. Mr. Gavin probably makes such a novice mistake, true. I don't want bear trace of anything. Say, Apollo.
Yes?
Why don't you go ahead and examine that bottle? But why? Just humor me.
Mr. Wright, you look serious.
I thought it will solve this case once and for all. What? That's some bottle.
So, yeah, it looks the same as the other one, except... Dun 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 dun!
I see it.
Where's the... Oh. There's something inside the bottle! Pop that cork off, baby! Alright, yeah. It's the Five of Hearts!
What's this?
That card! It can't be!
Oh, an unpleasant woman's testimony for a moment.
Dang! Not that unpleasant woman! Oh, poor Olga.
Miss Gortworthy?
Yes, our little swindling Devolchka.
That's crazy work. That night I planted the card like I was supposed to. And Wright lost the last hand, just like he was supposed to. And Smith searched it. The planted card was gone. Trap failed. Wait, this isn't... You're telling me that this is a planted card you disposed of? When you mentioned in that piece of testimony? I had to look at my hand in my pocket and found the card. Yes, I took a peek at it and found it was the Five of Hearts. I had a feeling something could happen, so I disposed of the card. Before the game.
Disposed? Where?
There's an empty bottle of grape juice I've been drinking right beside it. I threw the card inside the bottle.
This man must pee so often. If he's got bottles upon bottles that he's drinking of this man has probably been pissing so much.
Five of Hearts. This is the card. Bottles are swapped. And the only one who could have possibly done that was the fourth person in the club that night.
You, Mr. Christoph Gavin.
He's cooked.
I don't like that everything started levitating. That's creepy. He's crashing out. I don't like that everything started levitating. That's fucking terrifying.
Phoenix looks unfazed. That is all.
Okay.
Ugh.
Is this your idea of revenge, Mr. Wright? Revenge?
And for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago. I pass this like my logic. Straight and true. Nothing's changed. All I did was point the finger of justice in the proper direction.
I don't like that he gained his composure.
Fine. I'm glad we could have this little tut-tut-tut.
This is insane. What about me? Don't I get to prosecute anyone?
He's never good at his job. Winston Payne, you are a sad man. I believe this time we finally come to the end of our trial. Mr. Payne, do you have a report on us for Christoph Gavin?
He's admitted everything. We're processing his arrest for now.
I see. Still, one has to wonder why he would do such a thing. He didn't even have a connection to the victim, did he?
And none that we know of.
Mr. Wright, have you anything to add?
I'm afraid I can't shed any more light on the matter.
This victim, Mr. Shady Smith, his occupation was listed as traveler. An odd profession to be sure, but that's all we know about him.
I'll arrange a follow-up investigation, Your Honor.
Good. Mr. Wright?
Yes?
7 years, and you still haven't lost your touch.
Christoph Gavin was a man with much significance for me, both as a friend and as a lawyer.
He was extremely talented, to be sure.
I don't know about that. We never got to see him in any of his any of his like defending ways, but he certainly isn't good at anything from the looks of it. The fact that everyone's calling him this genius lawyer, he's so talented, so good at his job, when all I've seen is him coming up with the worst excuses and backing himself into terrible corners. So, he doesn't seem like that good of a lawyer to me. I need two things before I could confront him. Really, considering Phoenix has been on the defendant's stand more than once, but after being a lawyer for so long, he knows exactly what to look for on the part of a lawyer, despite being on the witness stand or, being a defendant who's being questioned. And the way that he executes things versus how Kristoff was executing things there was totally different. Like, I know obviously Phoenix is supposed to be this, incredible lawyer, but I don't know, Kristoff just looks like a chump. He looks like an absolute chump. That's like how Winston Payne looks compared to all the other prosecutors. That's how it feels. I know this is the first case in the game, and it's supposed to be easier, obviously, but he really just looks like a chump, and everyone is really saying, he's this amazing lawyer, and he's such a good attorney before everything that went down. But I don't see that. I just see a chump. First was a place where no injustice would be tolerated. This court. Second was a man who would tolerate no injustice. In other words, a defense attorney. You, Apollo. Me? This is a dark time for our legal system. A twisting of justice brought on by our very own initial trial system. I had to set it right. Mr. Wright. Our work lies ahead of us, and I, for one, am looking forward to it.
Well, this seems like a good time to announce a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright, not guilty. Confetti!
Wow! We love to see it.
Court is adjourned.
Thank goodness. It's a long trial. Alright. 4:28 p.m. Hey, out before dinner. Like dinner time. Thanks, Apollo. You came through, just like I thought you did. I'm pretty sure I didn't do a thing in there. It was you who cornered Mr. The killer. I couldn't have done it myself. You sensed it too today, didn't you? Your ability. Ability? Yes, sensitivity I lack. You'll come to understand it soon enough. That means, that perception that you did earlier? I won't question for the witness then. Just say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true? Of course it's true. This is really what I've been getting. What was that, Mr. Wright? You'll find the answer to that question yourself. Yes, right. It was full of questions without answers. Most of them about Mr. Gavin. What possible reason could he have to commit murder? Perhaps you'll learn that in the days to come. Wait, you don't know, do you? This locket is the key. Huh? Oh, that reminds me. I met the girl whose picture is in the locket.
Yes.
Yeah, his daughter. He said that. Your daughter, right? That's right. She's my daughter. You're right about this locket. Eh? I took this off his neck the night he died. It looks like our dear Russian scam artist saw me. But the truth is, this locket really did belong to him. Wait, but that's perjury. You testified. You said that locket was yours. I said no such thing, actually. Huh? I merely said that it was a locket with my daughter's picture inside. Subtle distinction, but a distinction nonetheless. And it's the truth. Wait, but then, why? Why was the victim wearing a locket with a picture of your daughter inside it? Sometimes the straightest path to the truth isn't the best one. Give it time. You're still just getting started with your career. Speaking of which, I may be out of a job. I work at Gavin Law Offices after all. Poor Apollo, his first trial and he's officially lost his job. Oh, this poor kid. Still can't believe I just saw Mr. Gavin get led away in handcuffs. Apollo. Yes? How about coming to work for me? Eh? You mean the Wright & Co. law offices? I mean, there's not a single attorney in my generation that doesn't know it. Can't imagine that to be true, but... Wait, but didn't you... You're not a... Oh, I turned in my badge, yes. I'm not an attorney anymore. Yeah. That incident 7 years ago. That legendary trial. In the middle of it all was one man, Phoenix Wright. The case reached its sad conclusion, and he left off for good. Ever thought about coming back to the courts? I'm not qualified to stand in a court of law, I'm afraid. You notice in today's trial? Yeah, he's acting like he doesn't know about it, but at the same time, he's talking about it like he knows about it. Maybe not completely. There's a single piece of forged evidence. Forged evidence? What are you talking about? I'm talking about evidence that shouldn't have existed. The naughty magician strip. This evidence struck me as odd. It's true. Too perfect. I'll bet this was the forged evidence. Yeah. Oh.
Take that!
You need this, don't you? I got this from your daughter, Mr. Wright. Yes, that card couldn't have been found at the crime scene. Why? Because the killer took it with him when he left. Leaving the wrong card in its place, luckily for us. I can't accept this evidence. It's a fraud. A fraud? How can you be so sure? I would be the only person who could claim it was a fraud. Would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer. It was already handed down 7 years ago. Really? Yes, I forged this card. Look at the crime scene should have told you. It wasn't. You can't do something like that and call yourself an attorney. Who's calling themselves an attorney, Apollo? It's true. The rumor is true. 7 years ago? None of that matters much anymore now, does it? You just slap him? Or punch him? I punched him. Oh, that's Christian. Punching someone in a courtroom is crazy. That's assault. That's your story from here on out, Apollo. Perhaps I can help you turn the next page. My office's address. Drop in if you like. Mr. Wright. Oh, about your uppercut. Try yelling, "Take that!" next time. I find it packs a little more punch. And Apollo, thanks for today. I had a good time. And with that, Mr. Wright walked out the door. That's how my first trial ended. A lot of mysteries went unsolved. And at the time, I had no idea that they were all related. Every mystery that day, connected by a single thread of logic. I'd find that out soon enough. My name is Apollo Justice, attorney at law. And this is how my story begins. Yay! What a good way to end that chapter. But also a good cliffhanger for how the next one will proceed. Turnabout Trump, a completion of episode 1. Yay! Yes. I will, overwrite save. Yay! Alright, well, that is going to be all for me today. Obviously, that is the end of Turnabout Trump. I will be continuing this, starting at the next episode next time. So, the next episode is Turnabout Corner. So, stay tuned, because the next one is going to be exciting. Anyway, that is all for me today. Have a great rest of your day, and see you again soon.